What's up, guys? It's Jackal. We are here for more Final Fantasy Adventure, the prequel to Secret of Mana. And we're here on a never ending quest to save our girlfriend. We're also here to talk about Bojack Season 1, Episode 11. And I'm in a village, so I'm going to attempt to talk about this probably here at the beginning again. Because, oh boy, was Season 1, Episode 11 fucked up. Are you okay, boy? You are in Menos. So, Menos? That's where I am. Menos. But no, this episode... Oh shit, wait. Amanda left the village earlier this morning. Oh yeah, that's my buddy. So I'm gonna have to find out where she is and go from there. But yeah, no, this episode, I knew I said last week that it felt like a setup episode. Well, I was beyond correct. I was more correct than I could have ever thought I was. Because, well, that episode was a setup, alright. And, right, hold on. Oh! I gotta stand up real quick. Oh. But this whole episode revolved around, Bojack trying to rewrite the story that Diane told. Because, as we all know, Diane told the truth about Bojack. And Bojack just wants everyone to love him and to look at him in a positive light. He doesn't care about, the nuances and gray that come with real life. I used to hear a beautiful sound of harp over in Jad. Jad is at the north end of the desert. Okay, north of the desert is where I gotta be. Amanda's little brother, Lester, is a musician. He's playing harp and it's... Okay, so Amanda's brother is the harp dude. But Bojack he doesn't care about that nuances in that gray area. Move so I can move. Get out of here. The Book of Ice is hidden somewhere in the desert. That sounds wonderful. What's wrong with Amanda lately? She's depressed. It'll probably have, I'm gonna guess, something to do with her brother. But Bojack just wants everyone to love him. He wants to be seen as a good person. He wants everybody to look favorably on him. That's what he wants. So he doesn't like a book that is a bit more realistic. Ooh. Alright, I think I have enough keys and Mattox. Let's sell some stuff. Let's sell an ether. Real quick, let's do all this shit. Wait, no, I want to sell. Let's sell more cures. We'll buy X cure in its place. And then we're also going to get a soft. Well, a set of softs and a set of Moogles. Okay, I can't carry, then I'll sell something else. Candy, get the fuck out of here. Now we have some variety on the status ailment front. But, yeah, so Bojack, in an effort to be seen as positive and loved, goes and tells the publisher that he's going to write an even better book. We used to see many chocobos around here. Oh yeah, chocobos aren't in the other games, are they? They're only in this. I saw an egg in the forest up north. Okay. Chocobo egg. Strike this child. Because I always forget I can do that in this game. Alright, well, wind lance. I'm buying it. New weapon. I'm buying it. That is a substantial boost. Alright, that's the same either way. Now let's let it charge. Let's see what it does if I have my will bar filled all the way up. Oh, I get a throwy throw. Okay. And is this the exit or is this more village? Alright. We'll stay out here, actually. We'll listen to some heroic music while I finish this up. Because we can be somewhat, hopefully fast. But no, Bojack's not willing to look at everything like the way that Diane is. In a way that makes Bojack seem more gray and more nuanced and relatable. Because right away, from the little bits that Bojack, starts to read, she right away puts focus on his parents. Saying that, his mom was, rich, dad was middle class, struggled to give her that, blah, blah, went into some very little stuff about the parents. I'm sure we're actually going to get more about the parents soon enough. But that is not yet. So, get out of here. Excuse me. All right, real quick before I continue, let's look. Alright, you know what? I'm going to go empty that spot out. I actually do need to sell more stuff. Like, really sell stuff. Okay. For real. I have 9 keys. 14 Mattocks. Oh no, I have 21 Mattocks. Alright, we can get rid of some of these Mattocks. We'll get rid of the... No. We have 14 Mattocks. We'll get rid of the 3. So get rid of the 3. Get rid of the 2 keys. 2 keys, 3 Mattocks. Get rid of all the... Get rid of... the 2 cures in gold. And 1 cure. So, I mean, like, Diane already kind of notices, like, where a lot of that blame is probably going to need to be. And starts mentioning his parents. Now, later on, we actually, yeah, you know what? We'll get there when we get there. It's not very far away anyway. So... we got Bojack over here writing the book, and not really, like, I mean, at least not, like, super relevant to this story, but one of the things that we get to see that, I mean, it's not really surprising with all of Bojack's other behaviors that he would be, but clear procrastinator. I recognize a lot of... I mean, it's shown in comedic light, but where he's looking, he plays with fonts for 6 hours. He, like, gets obsessed with vacuuming and wastes a day doing that. And, like, just filling his day up with, like, meaningless fucking shit that he doesn't even need to be doing. Just to, like, distract himself from writing. So he can't focus. So, in order to focus on writing this book, he takes a shitload of drugs with Sarah Lynn and Todd. And they all just start tripping the fuck out together. And it ends up being quite a bad trip. And... oh, can I get him? Yes, I got him. And while they're all, like, with each other, the first thing that they all try to do is to kill Bojack. Because they're all writing the story. And they talk about... Bojack made a reference to... I don't know if I mentioned it in any of my analyses of the episodes. But he makes mention at one point of a having, like, I don't know if it's like a Jesus Christ, I don't know if it's a fantasy or a dream, but like one of the ways that he describes his life ending is for him to be, hell yeah, for him to be old and unable to really support himself anymore. So he swims out to a lake and swims as far as he can and just lets himself drown. And he makes mention of that again as like the ending to his story, which obviously, you know, that part hasn't happened yet. So they all start talking about, while they're obviously on drugs, they're talking about a proper ending to his story and say that, you know, oh, if they killed him, they could get a proper end of his story in real time. So while they're tripping out, they try to kill Bojack, which I don't know what that's going to do, and I don't want to find out. The game sounded like it farted. Get rid of him. Alright, I think that was the way that I just came from. Wait, can I go down here? This looks like a go down place. Oh boy. Little Drago. I like him. A Fang. Okay, no, that's the way it just came from. I think that's where I started. So, when Bojack is tripping, he sees a lot of different things that, trying to pick up on everything. It's a good thing I watched these episodes multiple times, because that stuff is really hard to pick up on. The biggest and most telling thing is, you know, I've said at certain points that, you know, a lot of Bojack's behavior has to be related to his parents. Like, nobody just starts off that way. And sure enough, you see probably one of the most haunting scenes that we've seen so far in the show. I would say it's probably the most fucked up scene so far to this point. And, you know, there's certain things that when Bojack's tripping, certain things that are most definitely hallucinations, like shit that's just him tripping the fuck out. There's other things that happen. Ooh, is this an inn? I want to stay. There's certain things that are very clearly real memories. One of the first times you see this is, well, actually, the first time you go back to his past, it's not even him tripping yet, actually. It's when he first starts writing for his book, and he starts saying that, because there's a picture that when Diane is referencing his parents, it shows a portrait of young Bojack and his two parents. And with, oh, you're a dickhead. And in the picture, you know, both Bojack's parents look very stern, look very, like, cold. And Bojack, I don't actually remember what his facial expression is. I'm sure if I had to guess, he's probably just sitting there, either just staring blankly, or he's probably going to be looking sad. One of the two, either of which would make sense when you have parents that are probably like that. And you could tell the first time Bojack himself is, like, describing his parents, he talks about how, like, loving they are. And it's all entirely all the cap. All cap completely. Because it even shows, like, his mom, he's pretending, like, to use, like, his mom's voice. And, you know, it's like, oh, here's some ice cream. Oh, no, it was a fudge bar. Oh, no, a dreamsicle. Like, just pretending his mom was being nice and giving him, like, a dessert. And he can't decide, so he's just like, oh, what the fuck. All of a sudden, now, I think it's the same voice actor as Bojack, but it's a slightly deeper tone than Bojack has. And obviously it's going to be the voice that his father uses, or that his father has. And his dad just, nice going, Shakespeare, or good writing, Shakespeare, something like that. And, while he's trying to talk about how much his parents, like, loved and adored him, it was this brief flash of, like, what his parents were really like. And you see that again when he's tripping, because, there's a lot of it that's reflecting on, Bojack's infatuation with Diane, the feelings he clearly has for his own paranoia on, or sorry, not paranoia, that's the wrong word. His hung up feelings on what happened with Herb. Sorry, I was getting distracted. And then, like, you have, there's one moment where he has a hallucination and sees, like, old man Todd and says something along the lines to him, is this Jad? Davias rules this town. Okay, this is Jad and there's no music, so something's going to happen here. So let me just try and finish this up as much as I can. And then we'll play a little extra, since I'm going to be standing still for a minute. We'll watch this fucking pirate guy over here walk. So you get an image of Todd as like an old man, and he's telling Bojack, well, it's too late to turn back now. It's, you've made your choices, like, it's too late to turn back. And I think that seems to be something that coupled with, Bojack talked about in one of the episodes with Vincent Adult Man. He had talked about feeling like he was an empty glass that, all the good seeped out of. I think that is also a big fear, is that, he actually does seem to kind of know he's a piece of shit. And I think that's why it hurt him so much that Diane could see that. She could see right through him. His bullshit charm that he has didn't get through to her. So that's what a lot of his trip is focusing on. It focuses, on his feelings for Diane, Herb, him wanting to be loved, him getting the adoration that he wants, his fear that it might be too late for him to go back on all the things that he's done. All of this stuff kind of, like, comes around, and you get, instead of a hallucination, a straight up memory. And not like the little snippet that you saw with his dad, like a full on memory. And it's Bojack crying under the table as a young boy, the way that Sarah Lynn was in episode 3. And his mom is just mentally abusing him. Just telling him, you're going to do the only thing that you're good for. Doing the goddamn lollipop song, lollipop dance, whatever the fuck it was. Some little routine that, she made him perform in front of her friends. Clearly whether or not he wanted to. And it's the same kind of vibe that Bojack had when he gave that advice to Sarah Lynn. Now, one of the things that I know that I know I noticed it. I don't know if I said it. I would have to go back and watch I think it was called Prickly Muffin. I have to go back and watch that episode. But I could have or not the episode, but me talking about it. Because I could have sworn I remember saying that, it feels like Bojack, the message that he gave to Sarah Lynn is kind of the message that she's carried across her whole life. And that really does feel like how it feels like a chain. It feels like whatever all that, because sorry, this is a really hard episode to talk about. Not that, like, it hurts me, but it's like there's so much that happens, and just trying to get my thoughts wrapped around all of it. you have you have this chain of like misery that's been instilled from adult to child. Even though Sarah Lynn's not Bojack's actual child, just played his child on a television show, it was still a moment where like she was scared of acting, and he gave her this advice that pushed her through but reinforced a lot of like negative ideas in her mind. And this is very clearly what Bojack's mother did to him. I mean, in order to get him to perform, she even says, do you want me to love you? Do you want mama to love you? Something like that. And it's like, that's such a horrible, horrible way to like get your kids to do anything, is to like guilt trip them. And that's a big thing. Now, I have depression, so it's a little bit different for me in that I am, hey, why are you flipping upside down? That I have depression, so it makes me a little bit more sensitive to things than I should be, especially because I go unmedicated. I'm old enough now. I haven't had to go back on medication in about 5-6 years. It's been a while. I keep myself up. I know how to do it now. I'm old enough to know how to do that. But one of the things that you get is that like you feel a lot when people tell you shit. Like somebody could tell you something small and that thing will just radiate through you for the whole day. And I used to tell my dad shit like that all the time. My dad would say something to me, and this is when I was old enough. This is after I was homeless and I went back and I lived with my parents for a little bit. And my dad would still say things to me like I was like still a little kid. And he would say certain things to me, and I would tell him like, how much that fucks me up like for the whole rest of my day? And he'd be like, well, just, maybe you should be a little less sensitive. And it's like, bro, what the fuck do you mean I need to be less sensitive? Like, okay, is this just going to be in the middle now? Is this... Oh boy, what is this thing doing? Hold on. Can we get it to go back? Alright, it's back on the side. Oh boy. But you feel that, sorry. For me, it's that you can't help but feel things. Like when my dad would tell me, like, you just need to be less sensitive about shit. And it's like, I can't. I literally can't. It's part of the thing that I deal with, is that I can't just not feel. I can't just turn it off like that. I forgot how exactly I was supposed to tie that back to the fucking episode. I'm sure there was an easy tie-in with all that. But I mean, growing up, those were like negative things about my own emotions that were like reinforced to me through my parents. And, I'm old enough now where I can like get around a lot of that stuff. But I mean, some of that shit is hard, like, you look at a character like Bojack, like that stuff from his parents were like, his mom was reinforced in there. Like, do you want mommy to love you? Then you're going to go out there and you're going to perform the goddamn song. And now he has this fixation with being loved. And I'm not going to lie, I have a feeling if we ever get to see his mom in future episodes, I bet you his mom is still going to be a bitter, old, nasty cunt. And I want to see more of this behavior of his, of him desperately wanting love from like people. I mean, that's part of what it is. And we'll see, because as Diane was saying though, people were really gravitating towards this book from what was leaked, from what she leaked out of it. And I have a feeling that this sort of negativity, all these negative emotions that he's trying to process, all this like kind of trauma that he's suffering because of the, shitty things that he's done, that he's now reflecting on like this. How do I put it? Him dealing with all this, if this book ends up popping off the way that Diane thinks it's going to, I think this is going to be good for his career. And a person like Bojack, who's been in this negative, toxic environment and lifestyle for so long, I don't know if something that's having this negative of an effect on him is something that he should be being rewarded for. And I think that's going to be the hard part going forward. He might do okay with it for a minute, but man, that's a hard thing for a lot of people. I mean, sometimes it's not even like toxicity as far as like you. Sometimes it's even people do this with like substance abuse all the time. They connect their success that they may have and the drugs that they may be taking. You know, somebody is doing shitloads of fucking coke and they made an album, you know, a rapper or something, or, you know, guys in a metal band, whatever the fuck it is. You know, you get a rapper who fucking does a shitload of fucking blow and makes an album that's a fucking that's a fucking worldwide debut. When it comes time for the next album, the tendency that a lot of people have is to want to recreate that magic. And a lot of times what people go to recreate that magic is the substances that they took to get them there. And it just makes this nasty cycle. And, you know, by the end of it, Bojack wakes up in a fucking drunken stupor. Oh yeah, this Davias rules the town. You know, Bojack finishes all this and he has to ask Diane, you know, after all this, like, am I a good person? I know I can be narcissistic and self-centered and toxic and all these other things, but deep down, like, I'm good. I need you to tell me that I'm good. And one, that's a lot of shit to put on a friend of yours. Like, friendship and companionship is for people to help, like, ease that burden of life on you, not for you to dump it on them. That's a very, very toxic and unfair thing to put Diane through. But it also shows, like, he has mommy issues like a motherfucker. His mom, like, that one memory is not the only time that his mom fucked him up. He didn't get to be this way out of nowhere. And that scene with his mom shows it. And I'm very comfortable in saying that because this show, for having the aesthetic and look that it does, handles a lot of these issues way better than a show like that should be handling it. So I have no doubt that we're going to see more of his parents and we're going to see more of what his parents did to fuck him up. Because he's just the end result of all of that. And, like, he's 50. Like, you can't go on like, oh, well, my parents fucked me up, so that's okay. No. Is this Watts? Davias can cast a spell to change people to animals. Many people went to his place and never came back. Well, that's lame. Cave of Oasis? I'll tell you for a bag of fang. Okay. Palm trees and 8. Thanks, bro. I'm going to have to find 8 palm trees on a screen, aren't I? Bro, that episode, that was... Northern Valley is filled with fatal poison gas. Oh, fuck. That episode was an exquisite display of television. Everything about that was amazing. From top to bottom. There's so much. I could just keep talking about all the shit that this brings to mind. But I spent a lot of time talking. And not a lot of time not a lot of time playing. So we're going to go a little longer. And we're going to buy up all this gold armor. That is what we're going to do. Hell yeah, buddy. Let's equip that. I don't like that this place doesn't have music. Because that means something fucked up is going to happen here. No. Okay, let's sell the ruby. I can sell this fang, because I doubt anybody else is going to ask me for a fucking bag of fang. If somebody does, I can just go kill more of those fucking assholes that were up there. Those crocodiles. Crocodilios. Alright. Can we go somewhere where I can find out why there's no music playing here? Hello, child. See that huge mansion? That's Davias's house. Okay. That large house. The poison gas appeared when the harp stopped. Okay. So kid with harp has to play. So that way I can get through the poison gas area. To uncurse, you need a teardrop of Medusa. That sounds really annoying. Hopefully that's like... Tear will just be what it's called, and it's an item that I can just pick up and buy. It's not going to be like Zelda and give me a fucking bombable wall right at the beginning. Better behave yourself in this town. Amanda. Oh yes, that girl. She went to the cave of Medusa. Nobody ever came back from there alive, though. Alright, well. That bird was also very, very nicely animated. That bird was almost more nicely animated than any of the fucking sprites that are walking around. Something about 8. No, there's no one to ask. Nobody for shit. Nothing. Nothing over here. Well, that's cool. Get my wind javelin back. Alright. Something about palm trees and 8. So I'm guessing I need to look for where there's 8 palm trees on the screen. This is a very precise weapon. It's kind of annoying. Stab. Get out of here. Give me empty ass fucking shit. Oh, those were the poison gases. Okay. Dick. Alright. So don't go past the 3 until whatever I have, the harp, or whatever the fuck, gets me past the poison gas. What? Bro, are you serious? I am all the way back at the fucking start. Oh my goodness. How did I get wrecked? Was my health that low and I just didn't know? Bro, I don't even know what the fuck just happened. Oh my goodness. That's so bogus. That's so incredibly bogus. This is what happens when you don't save your game like that. Holy fuck. I was not expecting to just get whooped that hard like that. Okay, well, you know what that means, right? Doing the exact same shit that I just did next time. Next time, I'm probably, luckily for me, not going to have as many things to talk about next time. Because, I mean, it's a season finale, so maybe there will be. But, I don't know. I feel like there will be a lot to talk about, but I don't feel like there will be as much to talk about. I feel like after what episode 11 is, after what the fuck they put you through, I don't think so. I think what it'll do is leave us off in a spot to... It's going to leave us in a very interesting spot for the next season. Plain and simple. Because next week is the season finale. I might take a break from, I might take a break from watching once a week. And, not next weekend. Or, I guess this upcoming week for me. Because it's Wednesday. Not this upcoming week, but the following week. I may not watch a new episode. But what I may do is I may do myself a bit of a drug trip. Little adventure. And honestly, I may just binge through the entire season, the entire first season. What's over here? Is there anything even over here? This looks like the area that I was coming from by the airship. Yeah, that's what it looks like. That's exactly what it looks like. Play for a couple more minutes, get a little farther. We're wasting all my goddamn time. Excuse you. Bro, I'm so paranoid about those guys and their stingers. I don't know what the fuck I did. Bro, he whooped my ass so hard. So incredibly hard. Alright, you... Fuck off. Fuck off, dinosaur man. Alright, well this is 6 palm trees, not 8. I want to kind of still explore around. See if I can find anything that I might want. So that way... Alright, I've refound this building. But you know, I may take a couple acid tabs and just binge through that season again. But instead of, watching everything, I mean, the acid is just to make the animation fun. I've tripped enough times to where it's not going to be like some mind-bending experience. But I am definitely going to want to watch this show just in one go. Just one sitting, all 12 episodes. That's legit like 4 hours. That's like half of an acid trip. That's not even that much of it. There's still plenty of time to enjoy your drug. I do not endorse the taking of drugs. I'm so tweaky about those guys now. Luckily, I didn't move that much because, you know, I talk so goddamn much. I got even less done this episode than I wanted all the way around. Even had I not died. Figure 8, you fuckers. This looks suspicious. I knew it. Did you take the pendant? Why? I'm sorry, I had to bring it to Davius. Pendant was exchanged for my brother. Okay. Okay. Alright. So from there, to get to where we need, left, up, so down, right. Where's the place I gotta be? Where's the village at? Wow, what a fuck up. But yeah, listen, I didn't expect, you know, that episode to fuck me up so much. Okay, here we are. Alright. So we're just going to rebuy all the stuff that we just bought. We already talked to everybody. We already know what's up. We already got, you know, the poison flowers, the harp, the brother. That's why there's no music, because the kid plays the harp. Alright, yeah. Oh yeah, that's how I found out. Fucking 8 in palm trees. I was looking for 8 palm trees, not to make an 8 around palm trees. What's funny is I always used to do that, like in Pokemon games. I always used to like love when there would be like grass in areas like that, and I would just make figure 8s around things. Like, that's such a natural thing for me to do around things, is just to like figure 8. Just do. I can't even make a figure 8 because fucking touch people, they... Fuck off is what you can do. But yeah, no, I wasn't expecting this episode to knock me the fuck out. Because unfortunately, Bojack fears... There's one line in his drug trip that I think fears him more than anything. And that's when he has a little moment to close out here. I'll talk about it. Where he was on the show Horsing Around, and, you know, Herb's like, no, your line is, this is all I am and all I'll ever be. And you know, he repeated, this is all I am and all I'll ever be. And like, that's what he fears. He fears that this kind of person, the way that he is, this is who he is forever. And he's got to contend with what that might mean. And also the idea if he can change. I mean, the dude's 50. Like, he is not young anymore. So we'll see, man. We will see. But I am super excited for the next episode. You know what? I'm already going way over for this episode. We might as well finish it off a little bit longer anyway. Let's get back to the cave. Let's get back to where, you know, something relevant is going to happen. Man, I had gained like so many levels last time. So many levels last time. Actually, I think I gained maybe one more level. Or two. There we go. That solves that problem. Ouch. Nope, that's the entrance of the desert. Stab this guy in the face. Alright. This weapon's too exact. I don't like that shit. Got him. Oh, hey, I found a bag of Fang, bro. This fucking useless guy with his useless bag of Fang. You know why? Because I already know your secrets. That's why all around here you like stutter step at like certain moments. Alright. Here we go. I'm glad you're back. Let's save. And hell yeah, next time we close out the first season and we're gonna go through here and help Amanda find whatever the fuck she needs to find, because we're a bro and that's what we do. We help her. So, take it easy, guys. This has been fun. This is a bit of a long one, but I mean, a great episode of television fucking deserves it. So, it's been fun, guys. Peace out.